Welcome back, everybody, to the Tennessee Titans franchise here on Madden 23. Today, the Titans have an interdivision doubleheader as we start in Week 2 at Lucas Oil Stadium against the Indianapolis Colts, led by their standout rookie quarterback, Bartholomew Blount, coming off an amazing debut last week against the Lions. Then in Week 3, the Titans get their home opener as they face off against Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. In Week 1, we went to Houston to face off against rookie quarterback Kane Sanders and the Texans, in which we were able to win in a very competitive game, 27-20, with a couple of late touchdowns in the fourth quarter by some of our rookies. Elijah Bryant and Quinn Crew each scored in the fourth quarter to ultimately propel us to the win. So we're 1-0, we're coming off a hard-fought victory in Week 1, and we've got a big test today because both of these matchups are interdivisional against two really talented teams. Both the Colts and the Jaguars have a Thursday night game the week after they play us, which I think comes to our advantage because both teams might be looking ahead at the short week rather than putting their entire attention on us. Last week, the Colts went to the Motor City to face off against the Lions and dominated, winning 34-3. And those Lions just made the NFC Championship a year ago, so that is quite the win for the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis is led by Bartholomew Blount, the number 5 overall draft pick out of the University of Michigan. We've followed his career through the NCAA Next Up series. He led Michigan to the college football playoff 2 years in a row, ultimately falling short both times. But he's a very talented young quarterback who had a great game in his hometown of Detroit against the Lions. The Colts finally have a young franchise quarterback they can build around, and they've got plenty of pieces around him, including running back Jonathan Taylor, who's one of the best players at his position in the NFL. And the rest of his Colts roster stacks up quite well. They already have a pretty solid core in place on both sides of the ball, particularly defensively. And I think if Bartholomew Blount can do 75% of what he did in Week 1, then this Colts team could absolutely make a run in the postseason. So this is going to be a tough matchup for us on the road against the Colts. These two teams have always played very competitive matchups throughout this series, and normally we've been the ones to come out on top. But in this series against the Colts, we've won games off of game-winning field goals and Hail Marys. So it's always a really fun battle when us in Indianapolis face off. The Colts are going to start on offense, so we'll get a look at Bartholomew Blount, the second quarterback off the board in this year's draft out of the University of Michigan, playing in his home debut, his first time here at Lucas Oil in front of the Indy faithful. We'll see what he can do here on the opening drive of the game as we start on the first play from scrimmage at the 25-yard line. Nelson Aguilar in motion as it's a play-action fake. Blount looks to throw it, and he connects with DJ Chark for the first down. The Colts have a very solid receiving core of guys like Chark, Aguilar, Michael Pittman, and of course T.K. Thomas, Blount's former teammate from the University of Michigan, who the Colts drafted in the 7th round. There's Michael Pittman with a nice first down. So far, so good on this opening possession for Blount and the Colts. Now a 1st and 15 after a false start as Blount is sacked to the ground. Bud Dupree and Harold Landry each come into the backfield quickly, recording half a sack for the both of them. 2nd and 25 now for the Colts after the sack. Blount looks to throw it. He connects with Michael Pittman on the curl route, who makes up all of the yardage and then some, nearly getting a first down. Cardell Simpson tried to play for the ball there, and it backfired as Blount is really picking on Simpson here on this opening possession. 3rd and 4, Blount keeps it and is rocked to the ground. He gets nothing. Big stop by Christian Barmore, and it looks like the Colts field goal team will come out onto the field. This is Sam Sloman from around 43. The kick goes through the uprights, and the Indianapolis Colts strike first with a field goal. They lead 3-0. Here's the Titans offense from the 42 on first down. Willis takes a shot downfield. It's caught by Scotty Pickens, and he takes it to the house for a touchdown. Scotty Pickens with his 2nd touchdown of this season, and the Tennessee Titans will take the lead. Scotty Pickens is such a deadly receiver, and he looks even better than last year as a rookie. So a quick drive for Tennessee. Indianapolis gets it right back as Jonathan Taylor goes up the middle, breaking tackles. It looked like that might have been a face mask or a horse collar on Juan Thornhill. The Titans are lucky that there was no call. 2nd and 7 with a minute left to go in the quarter. Blunt looks to throw it, has not thrown an incompletion today, and that streak continues. This is Raphael Cunningham, the rookie tight end out of the University of Cincinnati, who brings it to the 24-yard line. Good throw by Blunt, who is 6 for 6 here at the end of the first quarter. The Titans do lead 7-3, but Bartholomew Blunt looks like the real deal after a great debut last week against the Lions. He is currently dotting up the Titans' defense. 3rd and 8, Blunt looks to throw it under pressure, throws it away incomplete, but there's a flag. Roughing the passer, a late hit on the quarterback on Harold Landry. You just can't do that, man. Automatic first down for the Colts. I thought we were going to see some Blunt force trauma on this hit, pun intended. But as you can see, Harold Landry doesn't even touch him. As we look closer, he might have grazed Blunt's knee, but that's it. I don't know how you can call this. I understand in today's NFL, they'll call anything roughing the passer, but still, that is a horrible call. Luckily, it's not going to be a big deal as the Colts are unable to punch it in. Blunt's pass on 3rd down broken up by Jordan Ruffin. And after that, the Colts are going to have to take a field goal after all. So it ends up working out, I guess, as Sam Sloman will make the kick. And it's now 7-6. So the Titans get it back here. 3rd and 11. Willis looks to throw it. He will connect with the rookie, Elijah Bryant, who gets it to the 41. The Titans are using Bryant in a variety of different roles. They're putting him out of the backfield at running back, his natural position, but they're also using him in the slot as a receiver. 3rd and 7, looking back for Bryant, and it's broken up in the secondary. We do have a flag on the play, but I don't think it's ultimately going to matter, as it is a holding call against Andrew Thomas. The Colts will decline the penalty, thus Tennessee is going to have to punt it. So Indianapolis gets the ball back, 3rd and 10. Blunt has all day in the pocket. He could have ran the Boston Marathon by the time the Titans would have sent a lick of pressure, and he completes the pass over to Nelson Aguilar for the first down past midfield of the 47. Now from the 42, it's broken up on 3rd down by Caleb Farley, and so the Colts are going to bring the field goal team back. A 59-yard try for Sam Sloman. This is a long one, and that is not even close. I think Sam Sloman might have gotten Noah Ruggles syndrome on that play, and thus the Titans are going to get the ball back. 3rd and 6, Willis looks to throw it up the middle. It's caught by the rookie, Quinn Crew, who gets it to the 32. Cruz scored the go-ahead touchdown last week against the Texans. Now he makes a nice play here against the Colts. Play-action fake for Henry. Willis goes downfield. It's caught by Bryant, who gets 30. Malik Willis is dealing right now here in this first half, and Elijah Bryant is making a whole lot of plays. He's already got 4 or 5 catches by now. 2nd and goal at the 2. At the 2-minute warning, it's Derrick Henry. He loses 3, wrapped up by the rookie linebacker Micah McClure out of Mississippi State, who the Colts drafted in the 3rd round. 3rd and goal from the 6 now. Willis and Henry in the backfield, as Willis will look short for Elijah Bryant, who is stopped just shy of the end zone by Kenny Moore. So that means the Titans have an interesting decision. 4th and goal at the 1. They have not ran the ball well today, but they're still going to go for it. Willis gets it to Henry, who punches it in for a touchdown. That's a ballsy decision by head coach Zebediah Phoenix to run the ball with how poorly Tennessee has done on the ground today. I think Derrick Henry's barely averaging a single yard per carry in this game. It's now 14-6 as the Colts get it back late in the half. Blunt connects with Nelson Aguilar, who breaks a couple of tackles, goes out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 36. Neither team has had to use a timeout yet, and we only have 1 minute left to go here in the first half. 2nd and 10 for the Colts. Blunt looks to throw it under pressure. He is sacked. Harold Landry and Bud Dupree once again with half a sack each as the Colts call their first timeout. Harold Landry, by the way, is now in the zone. 3rd and 21. Blunt sacked once more. David Long this time makes the play, and so the Colts are going to have to punt this ball away. The Titans will get it back here at the 9-yard line, 2nd and 10. Willis connects with his tight end, Jonnu Smith, who gets by the defender and is pushed out of bounds, but not before getting 33. Big play for the Tennessee offense, getting themselves out of safety zone. Now they have a real shot to do something. Willis is picked off on the very next play by Darius Shaquille Leonard. A costly turnover by the Titans, and Malik Willis is in pain. Here we go again. Last season, the end of the year was really led by the storyline of Malik Willis getting hurt, and it happens again as he's seen going into the locker room, grabbing his wrist. As we look at the play again, first off, that was a horrible read. I don't know what he was doing. But as you can see here, it looked like he was trying to block off of the interception, and, well, it results in an injury. This does not look like a dirty play in comparison to last year when Trayvon Walker clearly intentionally injured him. It appears backup quarterback Bryson Byrne is now warming up on the Titans sideline as the Colts get it back off the turnover. Blunt on first down is sacked. 3 players get credited with half a sack on that play: Landry, Dupree, and the rookie, Asher Gonzalez. 2nd and 22 with about 20 seconds to go. Blunt is picked off. Roger McCreary with the interception. The first defensive turnover of the season for the Titans as Blunt catches up to him at the 36. That's Blunt's first NFL interception. And so the Titans will get the ball back late in the first half in field goal range. Malik Willis has officially been diagnosed with an abdominal strain. He is questionable to return to the game. Thankfully, it's not a serious injury. But for now, we'll get our first look at Bryson Byrne, the Titans' 4th-round rookie out of the University of Alabama. On 2nd down, Byrne takes a shot for the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown by Treylon Burks. Welcome to the NFL, rookie. Bryson Byrne's first NFL completion goes for a 36-yard score. What a throw. The Titans are really high on this young quarterback, despite the fact that Byrne never really got to produce in college with a mixture of injuries, along with an unfriendly QB system, as it's now 21-6, and the Colts are going to have one more play before the end of the half. Presumably, they're going to go for a Hail Mary, but the Colts do have a receiver going short. That's where Blunt is going to look, and he's intercepted! Roger McCreary with his 2nd pick of the game, as Jonathan Taylor does catch up to him at the 21. That could have been a disastrous play for the Colts if McCreary had taken that one the distance. What a final minute of this first half. Malik Willis gets hurt while throwing an interception. Then Blunt throws a pick. Bryson Byrne then comes into the game and throws a touchdown. And Blunt throws another interception to Roger McCreary, which nearly goes for a pick 6. So a very action-filled last minute of the half as the Titans lead this one 21-6 going into halftime. Let's get a look at the halftime report around the rest of the league. We know what Bartholomew Blunt is up to right now, but what about the other 2 quarterbacks drafted in the top 10? Kane Sanders of Houston faces off against the number 1 pick, Kate Hutchinson of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's Minnesota off to a nice start. Hutchinson would throw this late touchdown to fellow rookie Patolomayo Maluwalu, the top pick in the 4th round out of Georgia. That play puts Minnesota ahead 14-7 with about 44 seconds left in the half. Kate Hutchinson did not have a great debut despite Minnesota winning, but today he looks really good. In Buffalo, Josh Allen and the Bills are off to an incredible start here against Chicago. Josh Allen with 3 passing touchdowns already in the first half, 2 of which have been caught by the All-Pro receiver Stefon Diggs, who already has 183 receiving yards today for Buffalo. The Bills find themselves ahead early, 21-6. On the other side, Justin Fields has gotten off to a decent start, but slightly inefficient, with an under 50% completion percentage. And finally, we head to MetLife. The Dolphins and the Jets both looking for their first win of the year, but it's New York with the early advantage led by this touchdown run by Breece Hall. The Jets currently on top of the Dolphins 14-7. Both of these teams have a lot to prove. Zach Wilson, it's put up or shut up time for him, and so far today he's 11 of 12. On the other side, the free agent signee, Jalen Hurts, is pretty solid so far with the Dolphins, despite the fact that they're losing. I've got a lot of questions with the offense going into the second half. Obviously, the big one is who's going to play quarterback. Is Malik Willis healthy enough to come back out? And then on the other side, we've got to run the ball better. The run game has been a disaster today. Defensively, I'm really focused on stopping the pass. Blunt was great in the first quarter, but horrible in the second quarter, so who knows which version of him we're going to get. As you can see here, it looks like Malik Willis is leading the offense back onto the field, so it looks like Willis's abdominal injury will not stop him from returning to the game as Derrick Henry gets the third quarter started off quick with a gain of 15 yards, pretty much tripling his total amount of yardage for the day. In the first half, he had 7 carries for 7 yards. 3rd and 12, short pass is caught by Elijah Bryant. He gets about 6. Willis decided to go short rather than go for the home run, and thus the Titans will punt it. So the Colts get the ball back, 2nd and 10. Blunt goes short for Raphael Cunningham, who makes a nice play after the catch. gaining around 13 yards. Harold Landry is still in the zone, by the way. That is not good news for Blunt as he hands it off to Jonathan Taylor, who breaks a tackle. Here goes Taylor down the field, wrapped up after a gain of around 12. It seems like the Colts offense is starting to get a rhythm a little bit again. They're only down by 15 points. They're far from out of this game, especially with Jonathan Taylor now in the zone. Nice throw up the middle by Blunt into the hands of DJ Chark, and the Colts are really moving it well here. They're taking their time on this drive. Blunt's been pretty efficient. 2nd and 5, short pass is caught. That's Michael Pittman, who is leveled by Kevin Byard, but out before he brings it to the 5-yard line as the Colts are very close to making it a one-score game. And then on 2nd and goal, they get it to the fullback, Matthew Hall, who punches his way in for a touchdown. And the Colts are now only down by 8 as they would ultimately elect to just kick the extra point. So technically it's a one-score game. 3rd and 7. Look at this play by Malik Willis, taking what the defense gives him. There's nobody open, but the intermediate portion of the field is wide open for him to run. That'll wrap up the 3rd. The Colts cut the lead down to 8 as it's 21-13. Tennessee still is in the driver's seat, but they've still got some work to do. 3rd and 1, Derrick Henry with a nice run up the middle. He gets the first down. Derrick Henry is starting to play a little bit better here in the second half after really a disastrous first half where he did not look like himself at all. 2nd and 2, Willis looks to throw it. He goes up the middle. It's caught by Zaire Patton to the 4. Patton is getting some extra playing time today as Treylon Burks has actually gotten a little bit banged up. Again, nothing serious, but that's going to lead to more snaps for guys like Patton and Quinn Crew. On 1st and goal, Derrick Henry stiff arms his way into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Tennessee Titans extend their lead as they're back up by 2 scores. A big drive from the offense to really reignite the control that they had in the first half. The Colts have it back, 1st down, short throw for Taylor, who annihilates Roger McCreary, and he'll bring it to the 47-yard line for a gain of about 13 yards. The Colts again are not out of it, but time is ticking. They've got to get a move on as it's intercepted. Blunt gets picked off for a 3rd time in this game as Caleb Farley is the one who comes down with it to the 47-yard line. Bartholomew Blunt is taking his rookie lumps today. He's now turned it over 3 times as the Titans have it back on 3rd and 11. Here's Henry looking for a block from Pickens. He gets it, and Henry is gone. 41-yard touchdown. The King has entered his castle to likely ice the game for Tennessee. A big run for Derrick Henry, and you got to give Scotty Pickens a lot of credit with 2 big-time blocks on that play. As good of a receiver as Scotty Pickens is, he's such a complete player because of his ability to block. So the Colts have it back, 4th and 5. They convert over to Michael Pittman, who gains 11. Following play now under 5 to go. Blunt looks to throw it, rolls out to the right, on the run with a nice pass, hauled in by Nelson Aguilar, breaking tackles to the 38-yard line. The Colts are moving it nicely here, but this could be a case of too little too late with being down by 22. On 1st down, it's a screen for Jonathan Taylor, and he's going to lose yardage. The rookie, Asher Gonzalez, with his 2nd tackle for loss of the game. It hasn't been a perfect start for Gonzalez, but he has made some plays through his first 2 games. 2nd and 11, Blunt on the run. What a throw into the hands of Nelson Aguilar. If Caleb Farley had turned his head quick enough, he could have intercepted that pass too. Now at the 22, about 3 minutes to go here for Indy. Blunt on 1st down, again under a lot of pressure, and he connects this time with Nyheim Hines, who gets it to the 9. The thing I like most about Blunt's game is his ability out of structure under pressure, and he's really showing it on this drive as he connects short with Nelson Aguilar for the touchdown. The Colts are now going to go for 2 as Blunt does the exact same thing. The slant over to Aguilar, who's had a huge game in this one in the air for the Colts. 35-21. Indy's now got to go for an onside kick as it's bobbled and picked up by Treylon Burks, who's back into the game after getting injured. And that should just about wrap this one up as the Titans would chew some clock for the next 2.5 minutes. And they'll win this game by the final score of 35-21. A good win here for the Titans, who now start the season 2-0 for the first time in this series. So overall, good win on the road, interdivision. Can't really complain. I thought Bartholomew Blunt had an interesting day. There were some good moments from him and some bad moments. I think that's just the type of player Blunt is, especially being a rookie. He can play with a little bit of an erratic style, where sometimes he tries to do a little bit too much. I wish he performed a little better under pressure. That last drive, he did a really good job under pressure, but really throughout the game, he struggled in that area, which is a little bit worrisome because that was one of his big strengths at the University of Michigan, to make plays out of structure. As for us, I thought Malik Willis was pretty solid. He was accurate for the most part. Obviously, the interception was pretty bad, the play where he got hurt. And shout out to Bryson Byrne. He made a really good throw late in the first half. On the ground, Derrick Henry had probably the worst 100-yard, 3-touchdown game you'll ever see. Henry was great in the second half, though. Got to give him credit. Elijah Bryant was also great. He was our leading receiver. Nelson Aguilar was the leading receiver overall for the day. And Scotty Pickens performed well, too, in the air and as a blocker. I thought our pass rush was really good. The Colts was pretty good too. Could he pay with 5 TFLs? That's a lot. In terms of sacks, he had 1.5 along with Landry and Dupree for us. Roger McCreary, of course, had 2 interceptions, and Caleb Farley had 1 of his own. So overall, a good win. It wasn't perfect. There are obviously some things we can clean up, but I think the team looks really solid through the first 2 weeks of the year with 2 nice road interdivision wins. Let's take a look around the league at some of the results here through week 2. There were certainly some interesting ones. So as you can see here, the Vikings are 2-0, matching their win total from last year. The Cowboys passed their loss total from last year. Dallas, the defending champs, are now 0-2. The Rams lost. That's good news for our draft pick. And the Jaguars ended up winning their first game of the year, while the Bucks, Lions, and Panthers went on primetime. Players of the week: Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Jordan Hicks, and William Jackson. So that'll bring us to week 3, our home opener. The weather is terrible, but the show must go on as the 2-0 Tennessee Titans look to start 3-0. They've already beaten the Texans and the Colts this year, so why not bring the other division rival into the club? The Jacksonville Jaguars are today's opponents. Jacksonville currently sits at a record of 1-1 on the year. The Jaguars lost in week 1 to Minnesota in Kate Hutchinson's NFL debut, but the Jags got back on track in week 2 with a nice win over a really good Cincinnati Bengals team. Just like the Colts, the Jags are preparing for a short week. They have a Thursday night game next week, which I think goes to our advantage because they may be thinking a little bit ahead towards that. As we look at this Jaguar squad, they've got a very solid core led by the 4th-year pro Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, who I guess now is the elder statesman of all the AFC South QBs. He was pretty bad in week 1, but rebounded big time last week. The Jaguars have a lot of talented players on both sides of the ball. I'm really excited to take a look at Bryce Berry, the wide receiver out of the University of Oklahoma, who the Jaguars drafted in the top 10. This is also the first game since the Malik Willis injury last year. Of course, it happened against the Jaguars on a dirty play where Willis was hit late by Trayvon Walker. So there's some extra bad blood with these two teams after that whole play and situation, which has obviously completely flipped the trajectory of this franchise series. The Jaguars are going to open up with the ball. On the first play of the game, Lawrence takes a shot, and it's caught by Allen Robinson down the field. Byard and friends will catch up, but not before a gain of 68 yards by Allen Robinson, who was brought back to Jacksonville this offseason. Remember last year when Allen Robinson was on the Titans for literally 5 minutes? That was fun. 3rd and 3, handoff to James Robinson. He's a couple yards short, and that gives the Jaguars an interesting decision. Do you kick the field goal, or do you consider going for it? Ultimately, they will bring the kicking team out. The rookie out of the University of Miami, Chris Myers, is on to kick. That one goes right down the middle, and the Jaguars start this one on the board. Here's the Titans offense, led by quarterback Malik Willis. Is on 3rd down. He goes short for Elijah Bryant, who is unable to break the tackle of Shaquille Griffin, as he only gets around 7. The Titans will punt, and Jacksonville has it back. 3rd and 8. Lawrence up the middle with a nice throw to Bryce Berry III, who is hit hard by Asher Gonzalez. Berry was the top receiver drafted in this year's class, and for good reason. He's 6'2". He knows how to get open. He's athletic. He's dynamic. On 3rd and 5, short pass is caught by Travis Etienne, who is tackled a yard shy of the marker by Roger McCreary. On 4th and 1, the Jags bring the field goal team out. 51-yard try for Chris Myers, who made a kick earlier. This one is up, and it is no good. Wide to the right, and I don't even think it had the distance. So it remains 3-0 as the Titans have it back. 3rd and 6. Willis has Hardman wide open up the middle of the field. He throws late and completely misfires. The Jags have it back. 3rd and 11. Nice play by Berry to track the ball, but it's out of bounds. Both offenses look horrible early in this game. The weather clearly making an impact as Willis is sacked on 2nd and 10 by Terrell Burgess for safety for a loss of 8. We know Burgess quite well on this channel. He was in our Eagles franchise last year. 3rd and long. Willis sends it into traffic, and it's caught by Jonnu Smith to the 48. Risky throw by Willis, but he pays off, and the Titans are really starting to get it moving. Here's Elijah Bryant with one man to beat. He's unsuccessful, but he does get 18 yards, bringing Tennessee into the red zone. And that'll wrap up the first quarter. The Titans' offense was pretty bad. Both offenses actually were pretty bad as Jacksonville leads 3-0. The Titans are moving it, though. They have it in the red zone. Is on 3rd and 3. Short pass is caught by Chig Okonkwo, and he is stopped shy of the yard to gain by Trayvon Walker. So it's 4th and inches, and the Titans are going to go for it. Gutsy decision by Coach Phoenix, as it's going to be a handoff for Derrick Henry, and he just barely gets it. Oh, boy, that was close. 1st and goal now from the 5. Willis goes short, caught by Jonnu Smith, who stiff arms the defender into the end zone for a touchdown. That's Jonnu Smith's first touchdown back here in Tennessee, and the Titans take a 7-3 lead. So the Titans finally get a good drive together, and it results in a touchdown. Jacksonville has it back here on the opposing 45. Lawrence on 1st down goes short for his slot receiver, Christian Kirk, who makes a nice play, gaining 11. And the Jaguars' offense looks like they're in a little bit of the groove here on this possession as they're moving it nicely. Following play, Lawrence calls for motion, looks to throw it once again, and he connects with his tight end, Cole Kmet, who gets it to the 17-yard line for a nice gain. The Jaguars are now in the red zone as they look to get this lead back. 2nd and 10. Lawrence under pressure, and he is sacked. Harold Landry is there making the play. A couple other defenders in the backfield. I think Caleb Farley will probably get credited with half a sack there. 3rd and 19 now. Lawrence looks to throw it. He's under really no pressure at all, has all day to throw it, and finally connects with Boyle for a gain of 22. What a horrible play there by the Titans defense, and Nick Boyle, the tight end out of the University of Delaware, makes the play. 1st and goal from the 4. It's a handoff for James Robinson, who punches his way in for a touchdown. The Jags really have not ran the ball well today, but they get that going for them. And it is now a 10-7 ball game. The Jags are back ahead. About 2 minutes left to go in the first half. 2nd and 7. Willis launches a dime for the sideline, and it's caught by Jonnu Smith. What a play. Unfortunately, however, Evan Smith is hurt, the rookie right tackle, and the Titans have already lost their center, Eric McCoy, in this game, so they're now down 2 offensive linemen. Let's look at this play again, though. What great footwork by Jonnu Smith, and obviously a phenomenal throw by Malik Willis. Jonnu Smith has had a very busy first half. Is on 3rd down. Willis under pressure, incomplete. So the Jaguars defense gets the stop. That'll bring out the field goal team. 40-yard try for Randy Bullock. His kick is good. That's Bullock's first field goal of the episode, and it took him nearly a game and a half. So the game is now tied at 10. The Jaguars would do nothing on their following possession, giving the Titans the ball back with around 19 seconds as they start with a run. Derrick Henry with a juke move. He gets about 12. So the Titans are going to call a timeout. They figure with 13 seconds and a timeout, maybe they can get a big play to put them in field goal range. Willis looks to throw it. Goes up the middle for Jonnu Smith again. He'll bring it to the 41. The Titans are going to call a timeout and bring the field goal team on. What a perfect drive to end the half for the Titans. Can they make the kick from 58? Randy Bullock, it's up, and it is good. Mr. Automatic drills it from nearly 60. And Fat Randy kicks 2 field goals in the last minute of the half to put the Titans ahead 13-10. So a great final minute or so for Tennessee. They were originally down, but then they finished with 2 scoring drives. Let's take a look at our halftime report starting in Lambeau. The Houston Texans are 0-2, trying to get on the win column here at their rookie quarterback, Kane Sanders, and all indications say that they're going to be able to do that today. Houston is currently up top 21-7. Kane Sanders is off to his best start of his NFL career with this awesome touchdown to Brandon Cooks. The Packers have gotten off to a surprisingly good start this year. They're 2-0. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers has retired. Genesis Moon, who they drafted in the first round a couple of years ago, now has the keys to the car. And so far, he's driving it pretty well, but the Packers do trail here by 14. This was the Thursday night game. The Dolphins head to Indianapolis to face off against the Colts, and Bartholomew Blount had himself another great performance, leading the Colts to the victory 45-28. In Blount's first 3 games, he has performed very well in 2 of them. Week 1 against Detroit, and then here against the Dolphins, he's played very well, throwing at least 2 touchdowns in both of those games. Obviously, he struggled against the Titans, which makes our defense look pretty good because no one else has been able to stop him. Jalen Hurts played really well for the Dolphins, but they're 0-3. Hurts has been good this year, but the team has not. And finally, down in Tampa, the Sterling Yorkshire era has gotten off to a great start for the Bucs. Tampa Bay is 2-0. Yorkshire, with a nice touchdown here over to Devontae Parker, would tie the game up at 14. Yorkshire obviously is a great story. Came out of nowhere, leads TCU to the national championship, wins college football playoff MVP, gets drafted in the 3rd round, and then wins the starting job in Tampa. As for the Chargers, they are 0-2, off to a pretty disappointing start on their season. So as we go into the second half, I think right now we definitely have the momentum. We've had a few really nice scoring drives late into half, and we start with the ball. Our offense hasn't been very good, though. We haven't really got the ground game going, and Malik Willis hasn't made many impressive throws other than some of those to Jonnu Smith. Then on the other hand, I want to stop the Jaguars passing game because they're really not trying to run the ball. So the Titans open up with possession. On 3rd down, Willis cannot find anybody, and he is sacked. Samson Ebukam and Trayvon Walker are both in the backfield with half a sack each. So the Titans do nothing on their opening drive as the Jaguars get it back at the 38-yard line. Lawrence on 1st down looks to throw it. His pass is intercepted. Caleb Farley with the pick. Nobody's in front of him. He'll start showboating at the 30-yard line and takes it all the way for a pick 6. Caleb Farley with his 2nd interception in as many weeks. Farley has now intercepted 16 passes in this series. He had 6 in year 1, 6 in year 2, and he's got 2 this year. The Jaguars have to rebound. Trevor Lawrence has got to be better. Again, there's still plenty of time, but the Titans have all of the momentum right now. I'm surprised the momentum bar isn't higher. On 2nd down, there's Bryce Berry breaking tackles, brings it to around the 49. Berry isn't necessarily the most dynamically explosive receiver, but he knows how to make plays with the ball in his hands. 3rd and 10, another nice throw from Lawrence over to Berry. Bryce Berry is going to be Trevor Lawrence's wide receiver 1 for a decade, and if these two can continue to build up great chemistry, it's going to be tough for defenses to stop them. 3rd and 4, nice play by Christian Kirk. He really shouldn't have dove down because I think he could have scored, but he just wanted to make sure he would hold on to the ball. And then on 3rd and goal, the fullback, Giovanni Ricci, is in for a touchdown. Mamma mia, it's a 1-score game. So it's now 20-17. The Titans still have the lead. Their offense is back on the field. 2nd and 7. Willis tries to make a play up the middle, but he is sacked by Folurunoso Farukazi, the big defensive tackle out of the University of Connecticut. 3rd and 8. Willis overthrows for Scotty Pickens. He had him open, but misfired as Farukazi is hurt on the play for the Jaguars. 1 play after getting a sack. 3rd quarter in the books. It remains a 3-point game as the Titans lead this one 20-17. The Jaguars looking to get the lead early in the 4th as on 2nd down, Lawrence connects with James Robinson on the wheel route, breaks the tackle from Byard, and is eventually wrapped up by McCreary and Simpson at the 40. Great play there by James Robinson, not known as a receiver. That's mainly Travis Etienne's role, as Trevor Lawrence calls for an audible here on 1st down. 9:25 left to go in regulation. Lawrence looks to throw it. He's going to lob it up for James Robinson, who comes down with it at the 7. I think Asher Gonzalez did a good job of reading that play. He recognized the audible, but James Robinson just had 1 extra step on him and does a good job of high-pointing the football. 1st and goal. Jacksonville looking for the lead. They're not going to get it on this play as Lawrence is sacked for a loss of 9 by Harold Landry. Last year, Landry had a Defensive Player of the Year-esque season, and through 3 weeks, he has been very disruptive in all 3 of them. He's right back into form from last year. Third and goal, Robinson only gets it to the 7. That's Harold Landry again, speak of the devil, who makes the play. And now Jacksonville's going to look to tie the game up with 8 minutes to go as Chris Myers will make the kick. And we are knotted up at 20. We've got ourselves a ball game here in Nashville. The Titans have it back, 2nd and 11. Henry goes backwards, 21 yards today for Derrick Henry. It has not been his night as he is wrapped up by Javon Holland, a talented safety who the Jaguars acquired via trade this offseason from the Dolphins. Third down, another sack. Michael Dingle is in the backfield for half a sack along with Trayvon Walker. And so the Jags get it back, looking to take the lead. As on third down, it's Cole Kmet who makes the play to the 38. The right tackle, Caleb McGarry, is hurt on the play for Jacksonville. 2nd and 4, 5 minutes to go. Lawrence keeps it on the QB keeper. Nice run as he jukes by Byard and is wrapped up at the 21-yard line by Caleb Farley. Ever since the pick 6, it has gone downhill for Tennessee. The Jags are on a 10-0 run. Let's make it 17-0. Cole Kmet gets the touchdown, and the Jaguars take a 7-point lead with 3 minutes to go. The Titans' offense has been a complete no-show in the second half. Really, they've been a no-show of the entire game, but they've got to get a drive here, scoring 7 if they want to stay alive. Here's a nice start. Willis up the middle. Again, taking what the defense gives him as he gets around 27. 3rd and 10, Willis looks to throw it, and he will connect with Scotty Piggins, who gets the first down out of bounds. We have a flag, but I think this one's going to be on the defense. Roughing the passer. That'll be an automatic 15 yards. Alcohol is the one with the flag. So the Titans now have it at the 15-yard line. Final play before the 2-minute warning. Here's Derrick Henry breaking tackles. Gets it inside to the 2-yard line as we get to the 2-minute warning. At this point, I really think the Titans might try to chew some clock a little bit. Obviously, you got to try to make sure you get the touchdown. But if they can burn some of these timeouts, that's not a horrible strategy. 1st and goal, Willis gets the touchdown. It's Elijah Bryant with his 2nd touchdown of his career. First receiving score. And so the Titans tie it up. I know the offense has been bad today, but that was a big drive from Malik Willis and the fellas. The Titans could argue going for 2 here, try to take the lead, but they'll play it safe, get the extra point, and tie the game at 27. So now the Jaguars are going to get it back with a 2-minute drill and an opportunity to win the game. It's been a very up and down second half for the Jaguars, but their offense has been pretty good these past couple of possessions. Looking to get one more in them. On 2nd down, Christian Kirk makes a nice play, falling forward for a gain of around 16 yards. Jacksonville moving quickly, 3rd and inches. Lawrence looks to throw it short, and it's broken up. Akeem Davis-Gaither with a hit on Cole Kmet. Juan Thornhill was there as well. You could make the rationale of Jacksonville going for it. That'd be a ballsy decision. But Logan Cook will be out to punt it as he sends it to the 21. And now the Titans with a chance to win the game. Tennessee's offense has not been great today, but they're coming off a touchdown drive on their last possession, looking to do it again and win it. On 1st down, Willis has time, goes up the middle for Scotty Piggins. He'll get 11. Also, Odigizua is hurt on the play for Jacksonville, so they have to call a timeout, stopping the clock, which is not bad news for Tennessee. 3rd and 5, Willis is sacked. Trayvon Walker comes flying into the backfield, gives Willis a beating. That one looked personal. Not that Trayvon Walker needs like revenge on Malik Willis. It's actually the other way around. So there's about 30 seconds left. On 3rd down, the Jags just run it, and they get it. Now they really have a shot to win it in regulation. Here's Kmet. He'll bring it to the 38. Jacksonville with 15 seconds and a timeout as they use the timeout with 5 seconds. So it looks like Jacksonville will bring the field goal team on to win the game right here. This would be a 55-yard attempt for Chris Myers as the Titans are going to call a timeout to ice the kicker. If Myers misses, we go into overtime. Let's see what he can do for the win from 55 to put Jacksonville and Tennessee at 2-1. The kick looks pretty good, but it's wide to the right, no good. There is still a second left on the clock. Hold on. The Titans can still run another play. They have it at the 45. They're not in Hail Mary formation, so it looks like they might try to do something a little bit different here. Willis is going to look to throw it short. He gets it over to Scotty Piggins. Piggins laterals it to Henry. Henry then laterals it over to Petit Ferrier, who sends it over to Willis, who is tackled at the 50. The Titans try to do a little bit of trickery, and it doesn't really work out. So through 4 quarters, we do not have a winner. This game is going into overtime, 27-27. The Jaguars get to choose the coin toss. Hey, Jacksonville, tails never fails. Psych! It lands on heads. The Titans win the toss. They'll obviously choose to start on offense, and Tennessee has a shot to win the game right here. All the Titans have to do is score a touchdown, and this game is over. I know the NFL changed the overtime rules, but that's only for the playoffs, where if a team scores a touchdown, then the other team gets the ball no matter what. In the regular season, it's the same. If Tennessee scores a touchdown, game over. If they score a field goal or if they don't score, then Jacksonville gets it back. And here's a good start. Jonnu Smith brings it to the 48. Have yourself a day, Jonnu Smith. He's been great in this game for Tennessee. 3rd and 4 for 42. Willis looks to throw it. He is going to try to get rid of it late, and it's caught by Piggins, who runs backwards because of forward progress, and he is tackled a yard shy. The Titans could go for a 56-yard kick, but instead they are going to go for it. A risky call as Ezekiel Ayutondo, the tight end, is in motion. Handoff up the middle for Derrick Henry, and he barely gets it. The defender did a good job of trying to drag him backwards, but it's kind of hard to drag Derrick Henry. On 1st down, 4 minutes left to go in overtime. Willis can't find anybody open, and he is sacked. Trayvon Walker has been all over the field today. He continues to make an impact here for the Jags. 2nd and 20. Willis connects with Elijah Bryant, who runs out of bounds for a gain of 8, so that could put them back in field goal range, as it's now 3rd and 12. Willis looks to throw it. He's going to take a shot downfield. It's caught! Treylon Burks gets it to the 3. What a huge play for the Tennessee Titans, who have it on the goal line in position to win the game, but Willis fumbles, and it's picked up by, guess who? Trayvon Walker. That's alcohol who forces it out, and yeah, that's clean out. That's a fumble. A costly turnover by Tennessee. They were trying to catch the Jags off guard with the QB run. Jacksonville reads the play like a book. They force the turnover. Just wow. 2nd and 10. Lawrence up the middle. Gets it to Allen Robinson, who brings it to the 20. So Jacksonville's now out of safety territory. All they need is a field goal to win this game. As we make it to the 2-minute warning, neither team really in position to win. We could be looking at a tie. On 3rd down, it's broken up. Again, Akeem Davis-Gaither makes the play. And so Tennessee has it back with 1:20 to go. 2nd and 10. Willis up the middle for Scotty Piggins. He'll get around 15 yards. Tennessee only needs a field goal. They still have 2 timeouts. As on 2nd down, Derrick Henry loses a yard. The Titans are not using these timeouts. They still have 30 seconds. 3rd and 10. Willis will go short for Piggins. He gets the 1st down to the 49 as Tennessee calls timeout number 1. Realistically, all they need is probably around 15 yards, and they still have a timeout. On 1st down, Willis drops back, takes a shot downfield. It's caught by Quinn Crew for a touchdown, and this game is over. The Titans walk it off in overtime with just seconds left on the clock. Malik Willis fires a shot for the heavens, and it's caught by the rookie Quinn Crew, picked in the 6th round out of Texas A&M, making plays to win this game. Crew had the go-ahead touchdown in Week 1, and now he gets the game winner here in Week 3. What a football game. The Titans win it in overtime, 33-27. The Titans start the season off 3-0, and by doing so, they have beaten all 3 of their division rivals once this year. What a great start to the season for Tennessee. What a great win here against the Jacksonville Jaguars in overtime, in the rain. This is a game where we got outplayed, in my opinion, but good teams find ways to win games like this, and when we needed to make plays on both sides of the ball, we did. The defense was not great today. The offense was not great, but you know what? They were clutch, and that's ultimately what the difference was in this game. Trevor Lawrence was very busy today. He threw the ball 56 times, so he had a lot of volume and was pretty solid. Malik Willis was very efficient, 24 for 38, 313 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a great throw right at the end to win it. We did not run the ball well, really at all today. I think we need to get Elijah Bryant the ball more out of the backfield. We're trying to get him too involved as a receiver. We're not really using him as a running back. Shout out to Jonnu Smith. He was fantastic. Also, shout out to Quinn Crew for catching the game-winning touchdown and running a great route. On defense, Harold Landry and Trayvon Walker both were all over the field today. Caleb Farley, of course, had that huge pick 6. The Jags had that huge fumble in overtime. And shout out to Chris Myers for missing 2 kicks. That really helped us out. Unfortunately, we do have a new injury today as our center, Eric McCoy, McCoy dislocated his ankle on the first offensive play of the game. He'll miss the next 6 weeks. So this means third-round draft pick Carlisle Kaplan will be starting at center. Since McCoy got injured right at the beginning, Kaplan played pretty much the whole game this week, and I think he did a pretty good job, so I'm pretty optimistic about him going forward. Here's a look at the results around the league. The Chargers ended up beating the Bucks. The Vikings, after winning 2 games last year, are now 3-0. Shout out to Kate Hutchinson for beating the Rams and helping our draft pick. The Packers nearly came back and beat the Texans. The Chiefs scored 63 points. You know who Kansas City plays against next week? Us. The Dallas Cowboys are 0-3, while the Commanders lose 42-3 to the Panthers, who look like the best team in the league through the first 3 weeks of the year. Players of the week, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Kaiser White, and Caleb Farley, who had 13 tackles and, of course, the pick 6. So as we look at the standings, there's only 4 undefeated teams. Us, the Panthers, who've been dominant, the Bills, and the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota was 2-15 last year. They had Kate Hutchinson, and now they're 3-0. How about that? So that'll wrap up today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode, we're probably going to have our first prospect profile of the season. We're going to be looking at the quarterbacks in this year's draft class. Really fun group. I'm excited to talk about them. And then we'll be playing Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Peace out. Tighten up.